So, the first step in studying is to make a plan. And so, one of the things that you'll do after this, watching this video right here, is you'll create a study schedule and accountability plan. So, first thing you want to do is calculate how much time that you're going to be, how much time you have to study. Generally, I say we are full time, so you want to aim for a 40-hour week. So after you subtract out the amount of time that you are spending in the classroom, that remaining time from those 40 hours is how much time minimum you want to allocate. Of course, if you have more difficult classes, you can obviously go above and beyond. Okay, you also need to consider your time when it comes to upcoming tests and big papers. You need to go ahead and try and figure out how you're going to allocate time for those things. Also, you need to have what's called an accountability plan. Now, as you know, we are human beings, and so if you have a plan, that doesn't mean the plan will be executed flawlessly. But if you have a way of reflecting upon what happens and thus making adjustments for what happens, you can go ahead and help yourself be more successful. One of the things, for example, is that you can hold yourself accountable by reducing things that you like, maybe social media. Um, if you do everything right, sometimes you just need to have more time with the material. Someone might need to have extra hours. Some people believe in giving back, and so if you do good, you do this amount of community service. If you do bad, you do a little bit more. But the idea is that you're giving back as part of your process of growth and learning. And of course, you always have to challenge yourself. You have to find out what the outer limits of your abilities are. And so you need to go ahead and keep track of how much you're doing in terms of hours studying, in terms of creation of material and ideas, and see what you can do to push yourself to do as best you can. Some people like to give themselves incentives, like extra time watching TV or going out with friends. Some people like to do those things to help push themselves to the next level. To be successful when it comes to studying, you definitely need to find a place to study. Generally speaking, that shouldn't be a common area. It should be a place where you recognize and understand that you're here to study. So normally people pick a place in the library or a coffee shop or some place where people don't where you don't have that many distractions in the background. Um, Sometimes you need a study buddy, someone like-minded, focused, and can help keep you accountable, and as you keep them accountable and help pushing them in the right direction. Also, you might want to find a mentor or advisor. Maybe there's a professor that you really like, a professor who's amiable, who's willing to take you under their wing and to kind of help bring you along. They describe how they made it through the study process, how they made it through the educational process, and kind of help push you in the right direction, give you the right information, and help you become a better person and student. Uh, Also, they can also just help you along by giving you some those intangible pieces of information that only someone who's been through the process and make it out successfully on the other side can give you. All right. So now that we have those basics set, the next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and set up the cycle, the process that you want to go through as you're getting new information, getting ready for that final test in the end. So first things first is you want to preview the information that you're going to learn. The syllabus is a good starting off point, telling you where to look and what to look for, what is upcoming, and therefore and also what is important to note. In textbooks, readings, before you go deep into the material, you want to look for headings, you want to look for diagrams and tables, definitions and highlighted information and summaries. Those right here, even though they don't give you a full understanding of the picture, they start filling out that um, the outskirts of the information, so you can have something to start hanging the information that comes to you. Um, if there are some things that are obviously strange or to you, you definitely want to formulate some questions and some that you might want to ask your professor when you go to class. Again, the preview happens before the class meeting, and that way you're setting yourself up for learning. One of the big things right here is that you want to have that question. The question might be, how is this information useful? But normally it's more specific, as in this formula right here, where does it come from? Why is it important? What does it connect to? And that way, when you go into class, you can listen for answers to those questions. That helps keeps you engaged. That keeps you looking and seeking. And also, if you don't get those answers, you can always then ask those questions yourself. So that way, you're setting yourself up to learn and understand what's happening in front of you.